Turn up one time for the vibe. Turn up 2 times for the ride. Double tap that screen 1 time. Cause you're listening to the Vibe5.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Brian L. Brewer. Y'all already know we back with Vibe5 Radio. Y'all, we back. And of course, I have my lovely co-host. You want to be a co-host today?
Sure, I'll be your co-host today.
Okay, so we got a co-host for today. I know we got a different background for now. We'll be back to the other background. We got some new stuff for you. But we're going to go ahead and get into this interview because we got a lot to tell y'all about. We got a lot to talk about. And we only have a few minutes. Well, I mean, not a few minutes, but we got enough time. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get into the interviews. I've not been interviewed. So my lovely co-host is going to interview me today. This is going to be fun. You ready?
I'm ready. Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Lauren. I'm Brian's co-host for the day and his wife for a lifetime. We just celebrated 5 years yesterday. So, we thank God for that. And like you said, we got a lot to tell you. A lot has happened. A lot has transpired. But we're still here. And God still gets the glory of it all. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to just start with the questions?
You running in this. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So we have 5 segments. The first one is the origin story. So we're going to pick questions from each segment. And we won't do all of them because we'll be here all night. But we'll do probably about 2 from each section. And I'll ask questions and Brian will answer them.
And by the way, today's episode is called... What's today's episode called?
It is called The Reintroduction.
The Reintroduction. You want to say it at the same time?
Yes. Just count down.
3, 2, 1. The Reintroduction. I'm not editing that out.
Okay. Absolutely, you shouldn't. We're human. We're human. My curse no. Anyway. Okay. So, for the people who are just discovering you, who is Brian L. Brewer beyond the titles?
Wow. Okay. So, Brian L. Brewer is beyond. You said beyond the title. So
beyond the titles.
Which titles are we talking about? Because I got quite a few hats.
I guess past it because we've seen you as a CEO, we've seen you as an award show runner, host, founder, coordinator. Yes, we have seen you as an artist. We've seen you as a showcase coordinator. We have seen you as a producer. There's so many things we've seen. Did I say CEO?
Yep, you said CEO.
Okay. So yeah, past the business aspect of Brian Brewer. Let's say that. Let's say who are you past the business aspect?
So I said this in one interview. I think this was with Ashton. I really am a nobody. I really don't consider myself anybody for real. Mm-hmm. I am honestly just somebody who wants to push the agenda of Christ for one. But for two, I don't know. I guess I'm more of like an underdog. I would consider myself an underdog, and I'm an advocate for underdogs because I've been an underdog. So I would say that's who I am. I'm an advocate for Christ and the underdog because we don't get a lot of we don't get a lot of play. The people that get looked over, the people that who work super super hard. I'll give you a kind of like an example. You know how in the hospital you have the people that clean up the hospital beds and clean up the hospital rooms? Crew. Yeah, the cleaning crew. Nobody ever talks about the cleaning crew. You always hear about the medic. You always hear about the doctor. You always hear about the nurses. Everybody else. But
no shades of those people.
Right. But you never hear about, the EVS team, that's who they are. That's what their name is. But you never hear about the cleanup crew. And they hold a really big job.
Because go into that hospital room and ain't nobody cleaned it.
Right.
Okay.
So I advocate for those people who don't technically have a voice of their own. Mm-hmm. Because I have been there. I've been the cleaning crew. I've been the one that puts out music and nobody listens to. I've been the one that will put on a show and nobody pops up. So I advocate for those people because somebody has to advocate for them.
It's so interesting that you said you're for Christ and you're for the underdog because if you read your Bible, Christ was an underdog. Yeah. And when he was here as a human, he was an underdog because people weren't expecting him to come the way that he came. He came too common for people, but he had to come common to connect with people. But that's not what we're doing today. We love God, but we know I'll go on a tangent. Glory.
Amen.
Okay, so why the name Vibe5, and what does it represent?
That's a really big question for me. You are, and you know, of course, the hit. Come on in. You know, just come closer to
All right
me.
now.
But the Vibe5 is a collective of different businesses that I tried to put together a long time ago. It started out honestly as back in 2012 as another business. It was called Testimonies, Revelations, Untold, and Unhidden or Unrevealed, something like that. But true. But that was the original business, and I started it there because I really wanted people to hear the revelations that other people had. I wanted other people to hear those stories that were untold that nobody knew about. Because there's so many times where we are in a place where we go through a situation, we go through a struggle, we go through an obstacle, we go through whatever, and then we don't get the opportunity to actually tell the story. And sometimes somebody needs to hear that story. Somebody needs to know that you made it out, or you made it over, or you made it through. So that's why I started it. The name comes from my best friend and brother. He was killed in a car accident in 2013, and his name was ProStar the Vibe. And his favorite number was 5. He was the number 5 in our fraternity when we both crossed our band fraternity. So that's where Vibe5 came from, and it kind of stuck. And then, of course, the different collective of businesses that come out of Vibe5. There's 5 different entities that are all kind of like connected into one. So yeah, that's where that comes from.
Kind of like a 5-fold ministry.
Yes, how you got that? Don't you start now? See?
Okay. Actually, this section has some really good questions, so I'm gonna do one more from this section, and then we'll move on. Let's see. What was the first risk you took that made this real instead of just an idea?
Oh, and you know this one.
I know this one.
So when, I've been doing the stuff for a while. I've been especially with the music and the working on the behind the scenes stuff for a while. But I think in 2019, I think it was around 2019, I was talking to somebody. It was my very first showcase that I was actually going to be performing in. And I called Brian and Wilson. And I was like, hey, I've got this thing that I'm doing, and I need some advice. I need, how do I make it better? How do I do this? How do, just asking questions. And he was like, telling me, and then he was at the end of the call, he was like, you should, do your own showcases. That way you can network, do that kind of thing. And I was like, okay, cool. I sat on that from 2019 all the way to 2023. And I remember I was sitting in the car, and the Lord was like, why haven't you gone back and did what I gave the man of God to tell you to do? And I was like, oh, ouch. Okay.
For those of you who don't know yet, God will read you for filth.
Yeah.
In love, but for filth.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, I'm going to do a showcase. And I was like, I want it to be something where God shows up, but the people don't show up for God, if that makes any sense. So basically, I wanted it to be a collective of different types of people, secular, non-secular, gospel, CHH, all that. I wanted, just people to come. But I also, when they got there, I wanted God to be there to be able to present himself to them.
Because we know sometimes when we label things under a certain title, that turns people off, or that makes people feel like, well, this isn't for me. And it's no shade to those titles, but for this, we don't want people to think, oh, this is just for them. This is just for them. No, this is for everybody.
Yeah.
Within reason, there are limitations, and we do have standards, but it's for everybody.
Yeah. So I mean, that's how it started. And then right when I made the decision to do it, I got, people involved, and I got, the ideas for everything. And as soon as we were ready to do the launch and everything, I got into a car crash and very bad one, and totaled my car. And I was like, God, did you really say this? And then 3 days later or 2 days later, when we actually had the showcase, it was amazing. One of the young ladies that was gonna do like a secular song or whatever. She came up and was like, "Is it okay if I do a clean version, because I don't want to offend nobody, blah, blah blah." And then the next showcase that we had, she was doing gospel music. So but yeah, that's where it came from. And then honestly, it was like 6 days. 6 days after the first showcase, boom, got into another car accident, a really bad car accident, and totaled another car. So I was that was the biggest risk, because I was like, I know I heard God say this, but these car accidents, the stuff that we were going through, I was just like, God, is you? But now look at it, 3 years, almost 3 years later.
Yeah, almost 3 years. Almost 3 years. Yeah. Put on a showcase and had to spend Thanksgiving in the hospital. What a trade.
My God. Yeah.
Oh man, what a morning. But we're still here.
Still
here.
And still strong.
Yep. Okay, so we're moving on to the next next segment. So the next segment is Vibe5 Radio, the platform. Okay. So, I was looking through these questions. If you guys see me looking off, I'm looking at the questions to decide which ones I'm going to pick, because I like to read ahead. So, what makes Vibe5 Radio different from traditional internet or gospel radio stations?
That's good. I think because we do, I don't even want to say mainly, all we do is independent gospel artists. So we don't, there are a few, I think maybe one or two people that have been on, or in rotation rather, that have been mainstream artists, but they were featured on an independent artist, like Torrance Rudd. Of course, Torrance Rudd isn't mainstream, but Kenton Jones is. And technically he's still not, because he's got his own label. But Kenton Jones was on one of his songs. So
how you casually drop these famous names
I mean,
of people that you have grown close to. We love them both. Brian Andrew Wilson and Kenton Jones. We love them both.
I'm a name dropper. It's what I do. But no, you're right. We love all of them. Every person that we've ever come in contact with, of course, we have no bad blood. We love them.
And you have honored them at your award shows for paving the way for a lot of people, because Kenton Jones has been in this thing for a long time. Like, we remember Brian Andrew Wilson doing His Eyes on the Sparrow. Like, my grandma had that videotape. I watched it constantly. Yeah. So like we know they have paved the way, and they're trailblazers and have been doing this for a long time.
And with Kenton Jones, and I told the story at the award show. I remember being in. I can like visually see it right now. Like, I remember being in our living room, and my parents asking if we wanted to go to this concert that they were having, and it was at Six Flags, and we were like, absolutely. Me and my cousins, we were like, absolutely, because it was supposed to be like an all church event. The churches, I guess, I don't know who the churches were. They like sold out. They sold out Six Flags, so we were like in that thing. It was so much fun, and we practically got to ride the rides, because it was at midnight, and we got to ride the rides at night. It was so cool. And then being able to get the Password and Love Jones signed back then. This is 20 years ago, and for him to come and talk to me and be at the award show, that was, I don't know, it was like a what did they call it, like a full circle type of moment.
Because, and FaceTime me, because I was out running errands.
Right. But it was such a full circle type of thing, because I remember getting an autograph when 20 years ago, and then 20 years later here I'm honoring him at my own award show. But the strangest part about it was, like, I didn't expect for him to start speaking into my life, and confirming some stuff that I had been praying about. It was that was the part that really kind of, I don't know, that kind of solidified the award show for me, because right after that, that's when the full worship and J Dot went in, and let me tell you, J Dot went in, and there was just a full worship atmosphere, prayer, people got saved, people got delivered. It was just an amazing opportunity. So just having all of that kind of like there was just perfect for me. But yeah, see, and I didn't deviate it from the question, but that's who we have on our show, independent artists. That's one of the reasons that
no mainstream, no shade to mainstream, but mainstream have a voice.
Yeah,
they have somebody backing them. They got a whole team behind them. So these are, when we say independent, that is self-explanatory. These people make their own music, they write their own music, they create their own beats, they produce their own music. It's just it's all them. It's them and God in their room, working on their music. Okay, moving on to the next question. Why was it important for you to create a space for faith-driven creatives? Sorry, guys.
Are you ready to escape? Whether it's by land or by sea, big or small, she books them all. It's time to plan that dream getaway with Unique Treasures Travel. From luxury villas, yacht charters, to all-inclusive resorts, international adventures, cabins, cruises, and even rental cars, Unique Treasures Travel has you covered. Planning a family reunion, wedding, or girls' trip? Let Kiosha take the stress off your plate. And guess what? She's not just a travel expert. She can show you how to start your own travel business too. So don't just scroll travel goals, live them. Visit uniquetreasurestravel.com or follow travel.uniquely on socials and allow Unique Treasures Travel to book your next trip. Whether it's to Disney World, the Bahamas, Africa, or New York, they can put together your trip from start to finish. Call 706-801-9948 and shout out to Kiosha and tell them your boy Brian sent you.
I got a little blurry here.
Okay. You said why? Okay, so you said why was it important to create a space for
faith-driven and independent creatives?
So December marked 10 years for me putting out music. That's from because I've been writing since I was 7. And of course that I have hundreds of songs sitting on my Dropbox. But I've been actually writing and recording for years, but it's actually been 10 full years that I've actually put out my first song.
Wow. That's a lot of music and that's a lot of time.
Independently. So, and when I first put it out, people weren't, you go back and look at the numbers and you're like, nobody's really listening to it, that kind of thing. And you just feel like people aren't paying you any attention. And because I know how that feels, I really wanted to do something to where, and because I have the platform now, I feel like it's a disservice if I were to just use my platform for something else or for mainstream or anything like that. That's one of the reasons why I push so hard now for the showcases and for the award show, because there are so many people who are in that position where they feel like their music isn't being heard, their voice isn't being, and that I think that's the biggest thing, because we all have a message. No matter if you're mainstream, secular, gospel, whatever the case may be, everybody has a message. But when you get to the independent artists and nobody's listening to your music, and you just feel like you're only getting 1 or 2 views on your reels, or you're not getting enough likes, or whatever the case may be, there's a place in your heart that almost says, I want to give up because nobody's paying attention to my message.
Right.
But because all of our message is so important, and because there's somebody, the thing is, we believe sometimes that our reach only goes to the people that are in our inner circle or that are within a certain area. But the thing is, when you put music out in the airways, there's a possibility that somebody from Georgia can be heard all the way in Canada.
That's right.
Or somebody in New York can be heard all the way in Australia. So you just never know the person that you might reach.
Yeah.
So that's why I push so hard, because I'm like, keep going. Don't stop putting your music out. Don't stop going through whatever you're going through and writing it down.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop dreaming. Of course, you can't stop dreaming, but like, if you got a dream,
Like, don't stop believing in it.
right, don't stop believing in your dreams, because somebody needs to hear it. Somebody needs to know that it's okay, that they're going to make it, that it's not that hard, it's not that bad, whatever you're singing about, rapping about, they need to know that.
Yeah.
So that's why I push so hard, because I've been there, and I know how bad it feels to not have somebody advocating for you or to support you.
Yeah.
So if I can support as many people as possible, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's good. I don't know, did you hear the music start playing?
Mm-mm.
There was like some background music.
Oh,
I thought it was my computer at first, but
that
then
was
there was
the
a
Lord.
background. It had to be, because the
angels.
It was real soft instrumental.
The instrument. The angel started playing for us.
Hey.
So, hey.
Okay, next question. Okay, why was it important? Oh, wait, we already did that one. Okay, so that was 2 questions.
Okay.
So we're gonna move on to the next segment.
Okay.
Which is Vibe5 Entertainment and the award show, the ecosystem. So that's pretty much just how everything flows.
Okay, yeah. Oh, is that the question?
No. I was just giving
bad.
people a basic definition of ecosystem.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's see. Because I didn't look at this one because your responses were so good. I was listening. Okay, why was creating an award show so important to you? Oh, that didn't say so. We're going to say so. Why was creating an award show so important to you at this stage?
So that's a really good question, and I'm trying to think of a really good answer.
We might have to do 3 questions from this segment.
Right. Why? Because it's just some good question.
It's some good questions.
Okay.
I feel like one of them I'm looking at, in order to answer one, in order to ask that one, you got to ask that one.
Okay.
So.
By the way, I have not read through the questions. So I had some help and just sent her all the questions. I didn't even read them. Yeah. So.
And we're doing this on our anniversary trip. That's how much we love y'all.
That's how much we love y'all.
Okay. Also, our dinner reservation isn't until 8:15, so we got time.
Why would you tell them that?
Because we're human and we're sharing. We're being honest.
Okay.
That's what makes people likable. Their honesty.
Amen. It's kind of a twofold answer, I guess, because one of the reasons that I wanted to do an award show at this stage was because I wanted to continue growing.
Yeah.
Not just growing in numbers or anything like that, but I wanted to continue growing the aspect of the business to be something to where this was not just a showcase, or this wasn't just us managing music or anything like that. I wanted it to be something bigger. Yeah. I wanted it to give more meaning, if that makes sense. And
I think you wanted people to know that somebody is watching this stuff.
Yeah,
somebody is listening to your music.
Yeah,
somebody sees you.
And that's the first half. I really just wanted. I wanted to take the angst away from some of the artists, and I think sometimes when you're honored, even if you don't win, being honored or even being considered, that's the word I want to use.
Yeah,
being considered is an honor.
Yeah, we had people before this particular artist did win. He won a couple of things, but when he found out he was nominated, we were at another event that he was also a part of, and he pulled both of us to the side. I was like, I just want to thank you guys. And at first I had to remember, I was like, what are you thanking us for? But then I remember what he was talking about, and it was just, that was really good to see people. It's good when you take people seriously, and they in turn take you seriously. Because everybody, when they found out they were nominated, like when the previous one, like the looks on their faces when they won, like people cried, people were like speechless, and this is not a big name award. I'm not gonna say this is a big award, but it's not your Commons, it's not your EGOT, it's not your others.
Stellars.
All these award shows. And again, no shade to those awards. We're just saying this one is not as popular as they are yet. So, to see people like, this is just the second show. To see people like, oh my gosh, what? I was nominated. Oh my, I won. Wait, what? Like, we had the first one, we had the guy that won, I think it was producer of the year. I think he won. He was like, I really didn't think anybody was listening. Like, I think he said he was ready to give up on music. I don't want to quote him wrong, but he was pretty much kind of like at his wit's end with the music, essentially what he said. And he was like, pretty much him getting that award kind of like showed him none of it was in vain. And so, I think that's another, I don't want to answer for you, but I think that's another reason you do it, to show people your work's not in vain. Somebody's watching it.
Yeah.
Somebody sees it. Okay. So, were you finished answering that one?
So not quite.
Okay, go ahead.
But the second half of the answer that I would say one of the reasons why I do it is because when I got honored, when I found out that I was a nominee the first time for one of my songs for the Kingdom Image Awards, there was a moment where I knew that I probably was not going to win. But it wasn't the fact that I didn't know whether or not I was going to win or not. It was the excitement that somebody had put my name in a ballot and was like, hey, I think that this should be Song of the Year, Artist of the Year, whatever. And then the build-up moment from hearing that I was a nominee to whether or not I was going to be a finalist, and then me finding out that I wasn't a finalist, it wasn't that I was upset that I wasn't a finalist. It was the fact that I had gotten to the place where I was telling people, hey, I'm a nominee, this is, and then the fact that somebody thought enough to be like, hey, I think that it's worth it. And then finally, because when we had the award, the first award show in 2024, I had just come back from the Kingdom Image Awards. We didn't win, but I got an opportunity to perform, and I was like, even though I didn't win, I was able to perform. So there was.
Now tell them what happened at the second Kingdom Image Awards show.
Now at the second Kingdom Image Awards in 2025,
you got to perform.
I did get to perform, and that was fun. That was a really big performance for me because I did a medley of songs that I had done, that I had written. I got to perform in front of people that are big names that I knew, and I was like, and they didn't realize that I did music, so that was like a one up. But also, even though I was not nominated, like my music was not nominated, my business, Vibe5 Entertainment, was nominated for Media Outlet of the Year, and we won.
MOTY. You won the Modi. I did it. It's done. Don't edit me out. He won the Modi, Media Outlet of the Year.
You might get edited out.
He's a Modi 2025.
Wow.
Hashtag Modi.
All right. Hashtag Modi. But yes, so Vibe5 did win 2025 Media Outlet of the Year for the Kingdom Image Awards. And we honor Romani Hunter and her team and all those that voted for us. And like, it's just, it's so humbling because I didn't think I was going to win. But at the same time, I was like, God, I remember finding out that I was a finalist. I was driving down the road, and I was so upset because of all the things that we were going through at the time. Yeah. We were going through quite a bit.
2025 was a ride. Okay.
We were going through quite a bit. Like, woo! But I remember getting in the car, and I was on my way to work, and I was driving, and I was like, God, I just need you to give me some kind of good news at this point. Because what's happening in life? Listen. And I remember finding out on social media, on Facebook, and I literally had to stop. I had to get off of the road, pull over, and I was literally crying, bawling. Like, I was like, God, you be answering my prayers when I really need you to answer these prayers.
Uh-huh.
And I called Lauren and I was like, we were fine. So I was excited. And then, y'all, I was on the side of the road, right? So this tow truck came. Why did I think they was going to take my car? I was like, wait a minute, what happened? What? And I was about to be like, God, what? How do you gonna give me good news and then bad news at the same time?
We had just gotten that car.
So, I'm sitting on the side of the road, and he's like, "No, I was just making sure you was good because you was pulled over." He was like, I was gonna see if you needed like a lift or something. I was like, "No, I'm good. I just found out that I won an award. I'm a finalist for an award." But yes, so 2025 Media Outlet of the Year goes to Vibe5 Entertainment.
All right. So
did I answer the question?
You did. There was a lot in there.
Okay.
But I mean, these are some pretty complex questions. Okay. So, how do you choose who gets recognized, especially when so many people deserve it?
Are you talking about for the award show or for just like in general?
Okay, so we'll do both. We'll do award show and in general for your. We'll do for the award show and for the radio.
Okay, so for the award show, honestly, the first year we put it out there. I paid for some promotions and for some advertising, and we wound up getting a lot of hits from that. That's how people found out that certain people were nominated. Like still to this day, I don't know who nominated Ladies in Full Effect, but I'm so glad that they were nominated, and I'm so glad that they won, and I'm so glad that they are in our life.
We love you, Tiff and Tangent.
Right. But that's how we were recognizing those people, because once they were nominated, we of course went through the voting. After being voting, we went through the actual the finalists, and then whoever won the votes, that was.
So you're saying that this entire award show is a People's Choice thing?
So this year, well, not this year, 2025 wasn't fully People's Choice. 2025 was mostly People's Choice, because like all of the Artist of the Year, all those awards were People's Choice. But for the pre-show, we did some selective awards. We did Vibe5Radio Awards, which I think those were very personal to me. So the way that we did it, we selected, I think it was 9. I believe it was like 9 or 10 artists that were like played the most or most requested, or those kind of so we were able to kind of like find out who got their song played the most, that kind of thing. Those were those 9 artists. And then we also did 4 special awards that were kind of like just kind of close to Vibe5 in general, not just Vibe5 radio, but Vibe5 as a whole, as a entertainment company. We did J Dot for what did we do? What did J Dot win? Most versatile.
Okay, I thought it was the Pass the Vibe thing.
Pass the Vibe was that's all of those, the 9.
Okay.
The most. So we kind of like superlatives for those 4 artists, because sometimes outside of your music, you want to be recognized for other things as well. Mm-hmm. As an artist. So we did most versatile. He's probably one of the most versatile independent artists in Atlanta or in Georgia, honestly,
like
that we've met, because he plays the piano, he records the music, he produces the music, he engineers the music, he raps, he sings, he does video, he's got a clothing line. Like, he does a little bit of it all. Like, he reminds me of me. Honestly, I think they were twins and we were just separated at birth. But like, that's why he won the most versatile. Sonya McGuire won most memorable. Like, there was just something about who she was as an artist, how her music has an impact, because Win is not the first hit that she's made. And she just is a memorable person. So she won that one. Cassie, Blessed Impressed. She won. What did she win? Most improved. And let me tell you, we watch people. So if y'all are watching and you're an artist and you want to be noticed, like, we watch a lot of the stuff that you do. We watch what you post. We watch how you perform in your showcases, or if you're out doing gigs or whatever. We watch those things, not because we're just like, oh, we want to see what they're doing, but because we really care about your wholeness as an artist. And from the time that I first met her, when she stepped on stage, and she was a little timid, she didn't want to, but she had a message. And once she got the mic in her hand, and once she began to start moving, then you can see her come alive. And from then all the way up until now, even to when she received the award, like, she's just improved so much. Her lifestyle, her ideas, just everything is improved about her. So that's why she won that one. And who was the other one? Oh, Highlight Reel. Let me tell y'all, this brother right here, he won. What did he win? It wasn't most memorable. It was most charismatic. He is probably the most charismatic artist that I have ever met. From on stage to off stage. I got a chance to talk to him after one of the shows that he did, the Cool Experience. Shout out to Ashton Reynolds. But like, from talking to him, he's got that charisma. He's got that personality. He's got that aura about him that you just want to talk to him more, And then from his performances, from doing a fall, like I don't even know what you call it.
Y'all talk about this fall every time.
Like, when
that must have been something really good.
Like, okay, so think about, like, if you were just to, let's say you jump off a diving board and you land on your back, that's what it looks like.
Sounds painful.
And he just pops right back up and keep on rapping. That's
so
why
the fall wasn't intentional.
No, it's intentional.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he gets most charismatic.
Hey.
But that's how that's how we choose the artists and how to how to represent them and how to recognize them. That's what we pay attention. We will watch y'all and we will listen. And most people don't sit and listen. And I think that's the problem. They'll hear you, but they won't listen to you.
Yeah. Okay. I think we did 2 sections, 2 questions from that segment. So the next one, we're going to talk about something that's pretty new that you just started doing.
Goodness.
This is about your music and the avenue that you're taking with it now, and the group that you formed now called VibeCTRL. So what is VibeCTRL, and how does it connect to your personal journey?
So VibeCTRL is a collective. It's a group. I founded it. It's a part of me. I have been writing since 7. That's the earliest that I can remember of writing music or writing lyrics. I have been doing this for so long, and it's gotten to a point. It's gotten to a really crazy point to where, like I was saying earlier, I have hundreds of songs sitting on my Dropbox, and some of them I've put out like on SoundCloud or SoundClick, and some stuff that from previous MySpace. I've put music out, didn't go anywhere or didn't really gain a lot of traction, things like that. I've been doing it for a while, and I got kind of, I don't want to say complacent, but I've gotten kind of lax with bringing back the old stuff or using the old stuff. So I've been just creating new music, So that's a lot of what's on my playlist, or not, on my catalog from, prior to last year, has all been new music that I've been writing. So a lot of the old stuff never had, it's been taken off of certain platforms, stuff like that. So I don't use it. And I was like, you know what? Somebody needs to hear these songs, because I went back and listened to the songs that I wrote 15, 20 years ago. And I was like, this song speaks to me now. And that was important to me. So I said, well, if it's important to me, I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that needs to hear this. So I began ghostwriting, and just kind of like getting the ideas together, getting the melodies, like revamping the songs. And that's how I came up with the idea to regenerate these songs and put them back out. But I wanted to do it in a different way, to where it sounded like what you already hear on the radio, but it was coming from an independent artist. So that's why I created VibeCTRL, and that's where it began to. Honestly, I'm seeing it blossom already, because for those that are kind of paying attention, I've been dropping songs like every 2 weeks, and then we have an album that we're gonna put out in March. Well, on the behind the scenes, I'm working on putting out the rest of the albums that are like sitting on my Dropbox. So I've already got 4 albums that are ready to go. So my desire for VibeCTRL is to put out an album every quarter. Okay. And whether or not it happens, whether or not it gains the traction, at least it'll be out to where people can now use that to heal if they need to heal. Use that to be delivered if they need to be delivered. Use that to be set free if they need to be set free. So whatever the song is and how it's being used, it's available on all streaming platforms now. So that's what VibeCTRL is. That's where we're going with it. I'm excited because all of the previously recorded stuff, I can't put it out because I don't have license to the beats anymore. So I was like, well, let's just start over. Let's start new with the same concept, the same lyrics, the same ideas. Just revamp it. So that's what we're doing. We're revamping all of my old stuff. So the stuff that's being put out by VibeCTRL is songs that are 15, 20 years old.
Okay. What message does VibeCTRL send to people who feel boxed in by church or industry expectations? Words are hard sometimes.
The message that VibeCTRL and myself we're putting out, we are putting out the message that says, do it. Like, I don't know how to complexicize, is that a word?
I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to be complex. Sometimes it's just there's a company out there that told you the same thing.
Right.
Do it.
But that's legit just what we're about, because the first album that we're going to release in March is going to be called Restoring the Atmosphere. And it's the reason that we're calling it Restoring the Atmosphere is because
Rita
RTA.
Oh,
here
we got a thing for acronyms. We both do. He's just trying to act like he doesn't, but we both do.
All right. But the reason for Rita
it's gonna stick
is the songs that I'm revamping. They all have like this nostalgic feel, and millennials, we're all about nostalgia right now. Even though some stuff just doesn't need to be, we don't need sequels to some stuff, but because it has
a personal qualm we got,
right. But because we're in this nostalgic era right now, I think that some of the sound and the vibe of the music, it gives off 90s, it gives off 80s, it gives off something that you can remember, So that's what we're kind of going with. and we're gonna stick to restoring the atmosphere of that old place, because sometimes you get too modern, sometimes you get to this and you get to that, and because we have this proclivity I'm sorry, we have this proclivity to get so caught up with how church should sound,
Yeah.
or how Christian hip hop should sound, or how Christian artists should look, or we have and we put them into a mold, and we put them into a box. At what point do we stop putting people in a box and allow them to be themselves however they are? So that's one of the things that we're doing. We're restoring the atmosphere of enjoying music for what it is, because you're gonna hear on, especially on the album, you're gonna hear anything from the praise team stump clap type of sound. You're gonna hear choir type of sound. You're gonna hear the nostalgic 90s R&B type of sound. Like it's a mixture of that just nostalgic feel.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, do it. If you got it, do it. If you got music, do it. Whatever it. At this point, and I don't mean to stop you, but we have gotten to a place, and y'all please forgive me for how I say this. We've gotten to a place where we've become comfortable, and I have a song on there. Well, we have a song on there that's called "Uncomfortable." But we've gotten to a place where we've gotten comfortable with hearing somebody else's song at church. You know how you go to somebody's church and the praise and worship, they're singing Hezekiah Walker, or they're singing Jonathan Nelson. You know, at what point do we get to hear the testimonies of the church through their music?
Yeah.
Because we have writers in the church, we have musicians in the church. Why aren't we playing our own music? We've got to get to a place where we just do it. Yeah. And I've been in churches where you send music and you're like, hey, can we do this? And we can't do that because it's not written by somebody famous or somebody that's already, you know. So
yeah. We had a church I previously came from. The minister of music is like that. He prefers to do, he calls it underground music, but it's a lot of artists that aren't mainstream and stuff. And I didn't understand it then because I was like, well, no, these songs aren't popular and all this stuff. And I think that was kind of his point. I think he was like, that's kind of the point. Like, you know, these songs have just as much of a powerful message as a song by a mainstream artist. And this is no shade to mainstream artists, because there are some powerful songs out there by some really big name people. In addition, there are powerful songs by people who don't have as big of a name. You can pull some young lady or some young man, and they have put years and years of music on, and it touches you, it speaks to you. God is in the room with that music, just like it would be for one of your bigger artists. So yeah, so that's just my take on it. I had to learn too. So.
And if you really think about it, like the testimonies of the people, they couldn't give their own testimonies in the Bible.
Yeah.
But you hear the testimonies of people who didn't have it all.
Yeah.
Like of course you hear those that are like Solomon, David. But then what about the woman with the issue of blood?
Yeah.
What about the man who was lowered by his friends into the through the roof because there was no way to get in? Like there's so many other stories that are out there that we get healed from, we get delivered from. The preachers preach these messages, but we don't ever know their name.
Yeah.
So it's just like with the underground artists.
And there's so much that comes from the woman with the issue of blood. Like when you just break her story down, there's so much that can come from a desperation, faith, just will. Like it's so much that comes from that, and that's another conversation for another day. But just like with those people that. The gentleman with the Legion and everything, those people whose names are not mentioned in the Bible, but their stories hit you just as hard as David and Solomon and Noah and Moses and Elijah and Daniel and all those things. There are other names, like even like like the 3 Hebrew boys, they had one story. You know their names, but they had one story,
Yeah.
and their story is one of the most powerful parts of Daniel. Daniel did all this stuff, and that one part sometimes sticks with people more than what a lot of Daniel did. And again, we're not taking anything away from any part of the Bible. We're just saying that sometimes those smaller stories have just as much of an impact as the bigger ones. You know, you think about Hannah, Samuel's mom, all this stuff like that. I'm not gonna get into it because I can talk about the Bible all day. So, okay. Were you done answering that question?
Yeah.
Okay. That's one of the reasons he married me, because I know so much about the Bible. Anyway,
So the reason she says that is because I know what it says. I know what the Bible says,
and I know where it is.
She knows where it is. Like I can almost.
He's your
guarantee-
dictionary. I'm your not the thesaurus. I'm your index. He's your glossary. I'm your index. He knows what it says. I can tell you where it is.
It's a good reference.
I'm your table of contents.
Wow.
Okay.
So talk.
Yes, I'm your talk. That's what ChatGPT calls it. It calls it your talk, your TOC.
So I'm in my tick.
What the I stand for?
I don't know.
Oh, I got it. TikTok. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna. Did we go to this one? What did I just ask you?
I don't know.
Okay, so we just finished talking about vibe control. I have a tendency to scroll up when I'm moving past a section, so that's what threw me off. We're on section 5 now, so we have 6 segments. We're on section 5 now, and we're gonna start wrapping this up because I think we have hit our hour mark.
I don't know. We're almost there.
Because I looked at the clock at 5:24 when we were setting everything up. Okay, so we'll just do 2, and we'll move on because we'll be here again all night.
Amen.
And we still got to get dressed. Okay. So for right now, you're not wearing that tonight. You already said you already got your outfit laid out over there. Okay. So now for segment 5, impact, faith, and purpose.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So first question from there: how does faith guide your leadership decisions without limiting your creativity?
Okay. Say that question one more time because I want to make sure I break it down correctly.
How does faith guide your leadership decisions without limiting your creativity?
So I'll answer it like this. I remember having a conversation with your dad, actually. I said that like so close to the mic, y'all. With your dad, actually. But I remember, I don't know what I was actually going through at that particular moment, but I remember talking to him, and he was like, do it. And if you're going to do it on, no, this is what he said. He said, if you're going to do it in faith. And even if it's the wrong decision, it had something to do about making a big decision. He was like, even if you do it and it's the wrong decision, or if it's a bad decision, God will honor you because you did it in faith, because you believed that's what he said, or that's what he was directing you to do. So
I didn't know you got that from my dad.
Yeah. So I take that with me with a lot of the stuff for my business, and a lot of stuff that I do just in general, in life now. I mean, I kind of already did that, but there was no foundation to it. I just kind of did it, you know. I was just kind of, thank you so much for fixing me. All right. But I've always kind of did it, but now I have a foundation to why I do it or how I do it or whatever. But like with the showcases, even with building the brand now, I do it. And I do it because I believe that I hear God about certain things. And when I get the unction to do something, I don't sit on it anymore. I don't like let it linger. I don't go back and forth with myself in my head. I try not to do too much of that. Because when I do that, then my brain will automatically like back me out of it.
Of course.
As if it's not a good idea, or if it's not a God idea. So
sometimes it's not the devil, sometimes it's you.
Right. So with and I'll use this for an example, the award show, the first award show. When God gave me the idea to move forward with the award show, We got all the way, and you know this very well. We got all the way to like the week of almost with no money. I didn't have a job. I was, the Lord had taken me off my job, and I truly believe that the Lord took me off this job. But the Lord had taken me off this job. I was out of work for almost a year at this point. And I had been relying on and trusting on faith, God, grace, favor, all that, for everything. And when I heard do an award show, I was back and forth with God. Like, you do realize that I ain't got no money. Like, you do know that, right? Like, as if he didn't already know. As if he didn't already know the end before the beginning. Anyway, but so I went back and forth, and we got to the week of, and I usually don't have specific types of conversations like this with just anybody. So the Lord impressed on me to have a conversation with one of the ladies at our church, and I was just talking, and she was asking me how was the setup going, how was everything coming together, because she was just really intrigued at how we were pushing forward with everything that we were doing, and she knew the situation that we didn't, I wasn't working, we have a kid, we were we're transitioning in this area, all this kind of stuff. So she's just asking just questions, seeing how we were doing, seeing how the show was coming about. And the Lord was just impressing me to be honest and real. And I was like, I think I'm going to cancel the show. I think I'm going to cancel the award show. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources. I don't have the awards ready. I don't have, there were just so many things I did not have. But I was still operating as if it was happening. I just didn't have the money to purchase the stuff. So after having that conversation, she was like, okay, well, do you want 15? I can, put 15 towards it. Myself, the way that I am, I was like, okay, I can take $1,500. Maybe I can go ahead and get the awards, and maybe we can just have the award show at the church. Maybe if I just talk to Apostle, and I was like, okay, well, we'll rearrange and make it work with $1,500. And she was like, no, I mean 15,000. And I was like, are you joshing me? Like, but I didn't think that she was being for real, and she was being serious. Like, that's how everything got paid for the first one. So I said all that to say I had faith enough in God impressing on me to have a conversation with her. I had faith enough to have that conversation, to be real and transparent with her at that moment. And because I trusted in God more than I trusted in myself, and because I trusted him more than what I saw financially and what I saw in the natural, he blessed it. And now we didn't have to come out of pocket for anything for the award show, the first one. So the only reason that we even had a second award show was because the first one was a success. And because it was a success, because of the fact that I trusted and had enough faith. So to answer your question, I do stuff based off of what I hear God saying, or what I believe I hear God saying. And even if it's not what he said, he honors in a way that blows my mind every time. Because I was like, for the second award show, for the one for 2025, I said, God, I don't care how you do it. I just want you to show up. Now, when the pre-show came, we were like, okay, cool. It got all the way to the end of the show, and we had some good, highlight moments and all that stuff. But it got all the way to the end of the pre-show, and that's where God moved. And I was like, okay, cool, because in 2024, God moved in the middle of the show, and we were there way past our time. But for for this year, it happened at the very very end. So then I was like, okay, God, the actual award show on Saturday is coming up. However you move, you do it. and he did it. And we have the testimonies to prove it. We have so many people that have said, God, God just did it, you know. And I'm thankful for the opportunity for the Lord opening the door for me to be obedient, and me being obedient, so that it, you know, that it came to fruition.
Okay. What responsibility do you feel as a gate opener for others?
Wow. I honestly believe that I have a huge. I believe that that's a bigger responsibility on me, because I've already started stepping into it. I've already started to, what's the word? I've already started to walk the path, and I believe that if I stop now, then there won't be another Brian. There won't be another somebody to do it. And if even if there is, they may not do it the way that I believe that God is directing me. Now, I always say this, that if you don't do it, the assignment can be passed down to somebody else. But I still believe that the Lord has, right, they won't do it the way that I do it. And I just believe that, and that's not me being arrogant, me being, you know, full of myself or anything like that, or just believing that, you know, God favors me more than anybody else. I just believe that God gave me a specific vision, and with that vision, I believe He's entrusted me to do it the way that He's asked to do it, and to do it in a way that can really put people in position to be confident in who they are, to be confident in their music, to be confident in what they're promoting, be confident in their message. So if I were to stop, or if I was to be like, you know what, Vibe5 can somebody else can take over Vibe5, or, you know, no more Vibe5. I just don't believe that there will be another platform that will do the same with the same heart. Let me say it like that, with the same heart, because there are other platforms that are coming behind me, or that are I don't want to say in competition with me, because I'm not in competition with anybody. I mean, right? Well, I believe in partnership, not competition. But I believe that there are other entities, and there are other businesses and other platforms that are really trying to do the same thing that we're doing, but they're doing it the way that they're told to do it, and I'm doing the way that God is telling me to do it. So if I'm in my lane, I can't be in somebody else's lane, and if I'm not in my lane, somebody can't step over and be in my lane and do what I would do in my lane. So yeah,
Kind of like when you look at like Burger King and McDonald's, and Five Guys and Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
They all do the exact same thing.
Exact same
and
thing.
None of that food tastes the same.
Yeah.
Because they're doing what's in their lane. And they, you know, that goes back to biblical principle. Because faith without works is dead. And then you think about, you know, just because of who we are, you think about civil rights leaders.
Yeah.
You think about slavery. If those people just said, you know, well, God will bring us out. So we're just gonna keep doing. We're just gonna keep doing what we're gonna keep We're gonna keep picking this cotton and keep doing what Master tells us to do, and God will bring us out. Somebody had to say, "No, I'm gonna leave.
Right.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna leave." And granted, the first few might not have made it, but we know one particular person made it and came back and got a lot of people.
Right. Somebody has to be a Moses. Somebody has to be a Joshua. Somebody has to be an Aaron. Somebody has to be a Rosa Parks. Somebody has to be a Martin Luther King. Somebody has to be a Malcolm X. Somebody got to be a Harriet Tubman. Somebody's got to be that person. And I believe that for my generation, for my time, for my moment, for this here now, I'm that person that will have that God has graced.
Yeah.
Now, is there somebody else that's out there doing the same thing? Absolutely, and that will work for them. But because I'm operating the way that the Lord has given me the ideas, has instructed me, I believe that it's working for me, and we've got the testimonies to prove it. So I mean, as long as I stay humble and I trust in God and I have faith, I believe that it works. And the humble part is probably one of the biggest parts that makes everything so worthwhile.
Yeah,
because I have a heart
it's
for
very
people.
it's very caught up in yourself, especially
Yeah.
when people constantly give you accolades, and then months later they're like, "Man, that was amazing." You can get to a point where you feel yourself. I think that's why God had said, you need to consistently pray. You have to consistently sit with God. You can't lean to your own understanding, because you can get caught up in yourself so quick, because we're human.
Yeah.
And we can get caught up in, so that's why you gotta stay with God, gotta stay connected to Him, because you can get so caught up in yourself.
Yeah. And it's very like you said, it's easy. And I'm the type of person, I've always kind of just been this way. I try not to be too full of myself or too full of what I'm doing, because I looked at the numbers for how many people have just view the profiles for Vibe5 and view my personal profiles. Like, I've got over 40,000 plus people that are watching. I don't have nearly that many people that are following me, nearly that many people that are actually tapping the screen and liking. But the fact that I can go back and say there are, out of those 40,000 people, 37 or 38,000 are non-followers. So even if they're not tapping that screen or tap that screen one time, even if they're not, interacting or participating in whatever we have going on, they're watching. So I take that and I look at that not as a boastful thing, but I look at it because now that makes me think, okay, if I mess up,
to be mindful of.
Right. If I messed up, then 40,000 people are going to see me mess up. 40,000 people are going to see me not do what God has asked me to do. So I try my best to always, even if everybody has personal flaws.
Yeah.
Everybody has personal struggles that they have to deal with.
And some people, I think you said it like this before, or you read it or something that said, we all have light and darkness in us. We just have to choose which one we're going to give into.
So, I know that this
or
is...
Or like, I think I heard you say that, and then I think I saw something on social media. It's like, it's a wolf and a lion or something. You got to pick which one. Something. So we're gonna go with the light and dark one.
The light and darkness. Remember that one? That one came from I think it was Harry Potter. And y'all, for those that don't know, I am a avid Harry Potter fan. Not just because it's just like it's like I'm the type of person, when I watch movies like Avatar, stuff like that. When I watch stuff like that, I get so much revelation out of it because I watch it and I don't just watch it like one time. I watch it like repeatedly because I get something different every time I watch it. So yeah, that came from
okay.
I
can see where you get that from with Harry and Voldemort and stuff. I watched it a couple of times with him, but it's not for me for so many reasons. Not because I dislike it or anything, but if I ever get the chance, I'll explain it on a different level. But it's not for me. But he loves it.
Yes. But yeah, I get a lot of revelation out of, because like some of the most random things that'll pop up in that movie. I'm like, oh God, that's so powerful. And can you just like sometimes I'll watch movies and I'm like, God, can you just translate this into the spiritual realm? That way we can, like, can we put this in the Bible? Like, because this is a biblical principle.
And he probably told you it is.
Right.
It already is.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things you see that are in movies in the Bible, like when some immortal being loses their immortality because of something they did. Bible. But that's another story for another day.
Wow.
Okay, so we're gonna just do one question from this lag segment because I think we're almost overtime, if not overtime.
Right.
So this one is segment 6 and the last segment, vision and what's next. So I'm just gonna ask one question. How can people listening plug into the Vibe5 ecosystem right now?
All right, so this is my favorite part of the show. Well, one of my favorite parts of the show. You guys can find all of Vibe5 and Vibe5 affiliate on Instagram and social media at Vibe5ENT, Vibe5 Radio, or VibeCTRL Music. You can also find me at I am Brian L. Brewer on all platforms. And if you're looking for our music, you can always type in Vibe5 Control, that's CTRL, or you can type in my name, Brian L. Brewer. Or if you want to, you can always go to our website and you can find everything there at Vibe5Entertainment.com.
And if you would like to be a part of the showcases and everything, just hit us up on Instagram or go to the website. Everyone is welcome. We have rules, but everyone is welcome.
Absolutely. And it's on the website. So now, if you want to be a guest on the podcast, or if you want to put your music on the radio, the radio segment, then you can do that through the website as well. And remember, that's Vibe5Entertainment.com.
That's right. Okay, so we're gonna do one more thing. This is real quick. This is just rapid fire, just either or. Okay. Radio or stage?
Stage.
Awards or album release? Award show or album release?
Award show.
I'm gonna go with album release because I like album release parties. I've been to 2 and I had a great time. I like award shows too.
Well, if you come to a Vibe5 Awards show, the Holy Ghost gonna be there.
Yes.
And he gonna show out.
Okay. Faith or fear?
Faith.
That one was so cheesy. 90s R&B or modern gospel?
90s R&B. I'm not. Like I like. Wait a minute. Yeah, 90s R&B.
Compared to some modern stuff, yes. And again, this is no shade to anybody.
No shade.
We still like it. It's just saying, asking my preference. Oh, sorry. Okay. Last one. Legacy or longevity?
Wait, what's the difference?
I think
really?
the legacy. I think just from what I'm looking at, legacy is just I'm leaving something behind. Longevity, I guess, just how long you last. I don't know.
Legacy. I'll say legacy because you can have a super long career and leave no legacy
and be terrible or end terribly, as we've seen that happen to a lot of people. We've seen their longevity be their downfall.
Yeah, but absolutely.
Well, not necessarily just their actions in their longevity be their downfall. And I'm gonna go with legacy too because again, we think about people. I'm big on civil rights and Black history. So you think about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was unalived. We'll say that was unalived earlier in his life, but look what he left behind.
Right.
Look what he left behind. We're coming up on a day that celebrates him. His birthday was a few days ago. But look what he left behind. Like we're still talking about this man, and he died years ago. Yeah. Like decades ago, and
see that's the thing.
But he left behind a legacy.
That's the thing that I want. I really want legacy. Like I want
legacy and longevity.
Now come on here.
I want both of them.
Right. But with legacy, like I want Vibe5 to have the type of legacy to where years from me passing on, there's still Vibe5 and people are still pushing independent artists. Because there's always going to be an independent artist. That's the one great thing about this particular industry. There will never not be an independent artist to push because everybody's not going to go mainstream. Everybody's not going to have the team backing them, and
it's not always because I don't have it or I don't have access to it. Some people don't want it. Some people want to keep everything theirs. Even a lot of mainstream people that we know about, they own all of their own things. They might work with the label here and there, or might be signed to one, but they own all that stuff. And we've seen sadly that's not the story for everybody. And we've seen some of their stories and how they can put out so much and be so big and be top in their genre and have nothing to show for it.
TLC.
Well, see, I wasn't gonna say that name.
Well, but we love you, TLC.
Absolutely, we do so much. Learned so much from them. Literally, I've learned so much from them. But it's just sometimes some people I want to keep in mind. I want to keep in mind. You think about independent artists, independent writers, people that don't have a publishing company backing them, people that don't have a label backing them, people don't have these big things backing them, so they have to do their own production, their own music, their own writing, their own marketing.
Oh my!
Because marketing is harder than writing it.
Yeah.
Listen, marketing is harder than writing it.
Talk about
As somebody who's trying to market her own stuff and being independent, marketing is harder than writing. But this isn't about me. This is about Vibe5. If you want to interview me, I will submit my request to the website. But until then, this is about Vibe5. This is not about me.
All right.
We're going to keep it Vibe5. We're going to have control.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it. That's all I got for the questions. So what do you want to tell the people
All right, y'all.
before we get off?
Before we go, I just want to let y'all know that we have been inactive as Vibe5 Radio Podcast for a while. One of the reasons that we've been inactive for so long, we were transitioning the studio. Some of you guys have seen on Vibe5 ENT, our pages on Instagram and stuff like that. You've seen that we have a new studio. We had to transition because of the place that we were in. We had some issues, not on our side, but on the landlord side, to where they were doing things, or they allowed things to happen, and it became something that we had to deal with. So we took some time off from the show because we didn't want to put other people in jeopardy along with the studio and everything. Yeah. So we have a new studio. We are back up and running, and we are excited for Vibe5 Podcast, because we are going to interview some amazing people this year. And I just truly believe that there are going to be some testimonies that come out of Vibe5 Radio, and there are going to be some amazing things that happen, because we are open, honest, and we talk about what really happens with with people and independent artists and independent businesses. So make sure that you guys go to vibe5entertainment.com, type and click the podcast, so that you can watch the podcast. You can watch all the previous episodes. And if you want to be on the show, if you want to be a guest on the show, please submit your request and your waiver, so that way we can go ahead and get you on the show, because we're up and going. This year we may not do every week. We may do every other week, because a lot of times when we have these shows, we tend to go over. So that hour, a lot of times when we go over that hour, it's a lot to pack in for that 1 week, and try and keep doing an hour or over an hour, because we've got some episodes that are like 2 hours or more. So we're gonna split them up. We'll do every other week. That way it'll give you guys time to watch and listen and really take in, because sometimes some of these artists that get on this platform and talk to us, sometimes they have so much to say and they go through so much. Just to name a few, a couple of them have been shot and still have come back. Some of them have been in jail and have come back from that. Some of them have been raped and have come back from that. Some of them have been molested and beaten and abused and divorced. And there's so many different stories that people have to tell. And we know that there's somebody out there that needs to know, hey, just keep holding on. You're going to make it through. You're going to make it out. You're going to make it over. So we're going to talk to those people, and we're gonna split it up over the year. So we'll probably do every other week, and we're excited. So make sure that y'all are following us at Vibe5 ENT, Vibe5 Radio. I am Brian L. Brewer, Vibe5, VibeCTRL Music.
Whoa. Slow it down. Stop and start over.
It's a lot of vibes, y'all. And also make sure that y'all go check out Ren She Is on Instagram and Lauren Brewer on Facebook and all the other places that you're at.
I guess my writer's Instagram, Rooted and Written. Yeah. Rooted and Written. Rooted _and _written. I put snippets of my blog and stuff on there, because I got a blog. It's called Sacred Whispers. sacredwhispers.blogspot.com, as you see my writing. Sometimes I write a revelation, sometimes I write a poem. Yeah. That's what you got for me.
And go buy her book on Amazon. It's called God Speaks. Love y'all. Bye.